Laporta gets it done. Happy Sunday, everybody. Wanted to jump on here to say what's up, check in, and talk a little bit about fantasy football. Have a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of a chat here as we're in the fantasy football playoffs. The games are going on right now. I took some time here on my Sunday to talk about some things heading into next season. And of course, talk about Laporta winning your leagues here, being a league winner with 3 touchdowns, okay? So again, I want to have like an open discussion here, talk about the Consheeps and how copy-paste rankings are dead. And Laporta is just an example of that. He isn't the be-all, end-all, but he is proof. He is actual proof showing you that the Consheeps lie. So let's elaborate. Let's talk about this. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys do smash thumbs up. We're going to go year round. I'm starting to roll out the 2024 content very shortly. We're going to have a little bit of a mini Christmas break here. Take a couple days off in the Christmas, spend some family time. And then when January hits, it is full flow 2024 projecting, looking at things, looking at everything. So make sure you guys smash thumbs up, subscribe. But again, I just want to talk a little bit about some league winners, how crazy this year has been for everything, and how 16 rounds has saved a lot of people through the insane madness, okay? Let's start off with Laporta here. I mean, he was ranked 21st, guys, on all consensus rankings. Nobody was talking about him. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's riding him. They are riding his D so hard and acting as if they knew about it the whole time. And that's what gets me, right? I was the only one that talked about him, the only one that has been a top 3 tight end. And if you guys got 60 rounds, you guys were light years ahead and made sure he was your tight end 1. Now, everyone's going to ride him next year. He's going to be a first or second round draft pick. And that's when I'm going to be turned off looking for the next big thing. I love Laporta, but I'm pissed that everybody's jumping on him for next year. But we saw it this year, and we've been able to benefit from it this year. 3 touchdowns in playoffs, guys, this week, week 15. Absolutely destroyed it. Like 29 PPR fantasy points. Absolutely amazing. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. He destroyed it. Jared Goff, who I recommended, along with guys like Jordan Love as your backup, CJ Stroud as your backup quarterbacks with upside, okay? They're tearing it up, right? Top 12, top 10 quarterbacks. I mean, this is what we're talking about, guys. You always have to have a backup plan for a backup plan. But what the mainstream consensus always tell you is, hey, man, these guys finished on top last year. Let's draft them again in that order. That is not how you're going to win your fantasy leagues. That is not how you do it. That is why 16 rounds is a game changer. Now, this year's been absolutely crazy. We had a couple downfalls. Dameon Pierce didn't do well. I understand that. Dameon Pierce was in a position to succeed, just didn't. There's a couple guys that didn't do as well as we thought. Bijan didn't do as well. He was hindered till kind of near the end of the season. They kept using Algier. Jahmyr Gibbs was hindered with Montgomery, yet still did well down the stretch. It was putting up consistent, flex numbers, RB2 numbers, still solid throughout the mid to the end of the season. But at the end of the day, we were light years ahead of the Consheeps. We avoided Cooper Kupp. Mind you, he had a good week recently, right? But pretty much missed the entire season. We avoided Austin Eckler. We avoided Dalvin Cook. We avoided Mike Evans. We avoided T. Higgins. Jalen Waddle just got banged up and watching the 1 o'clock games. Tyreek Hill missing week 15. Justin Jefferson's been an absolute bust. So there's a ton of guys in the first 5 rounds that we just didn't draft, and we were able to dodge those fantasy football bullets because that's what we want to do. We want to avoid guys that could potentially go down. Again, guys like Dobbins, I saw that. Mike Evans. Mike Williams. I take that back. Mike Williams was a guy we didn't, we saw. We knew that, he had the injury history. He was bound to go down. People were investing 5th round draft capital. Mind you, Quentin Johnson was a stash because he was in a position to succeed. He drafted in the 1st round. Justin Herbert throwing the ball. We thought that there'd be something great there. It just never ended up, working out that way. We were able to get Tank Dell. He did well. He ended up busting, though, due to an injury. It happens, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is I just want to talk a little bit about Laporta here because the main thing is that the Consheeps did not see this. They just, again, copied and pasted. But I did a ton of videos. I just pinned it on my Instagram page. Check out @Fantasy Football Counselor. I just pinned it talking about why Laporta was primed for a big season. Jameson Williams missing the first half of the season. Not pretty much the first quarter anyway. And then you had that report there. All they had was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was a great top prospect, high draft capital by the Lions. He was in a prime position to succeed, yet everybody had him ranked 21st. And now, again, they're riding him. So the point of this video, again, is to celebrate Sam Laporta and everyone that drafted him. And if you guys listen to this channel, you definitely have Sam Laporta. He is just an example. Now, the haters will come on and say, that's your only correct pick. No, it's not. Those are the people that didn't get 16 rounds. Those are the people that just come on here to hate. Those are the people that follow the consensus rankings. I will not be listening to any of the haters because they don't know what they're talking about. So anyone that says, oh, Laporta is your only right pick, I just don't even buy into that because I've had, I can't say I'm right on everybody, but I'm far light years ahead of the mainstream. Like I told you, all those guys we avoided, and those were just some names. T. Higgins, J.K. Dobbins, Mike Williams, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Austin Eckler. Again, just a few names in the early rounds we avoided. But again, we were able to always have a backup plan. Now, mind you, we lost Herbert, one of the guys I was recommending, but we had Jordan Love as a backup. We had Jared Goff as a backup. We always have a backup plan for a backup plan. While we can't guarantee and control everything that goes on the field and control potential injuries, what we can do is cover ourselves to mitigate the risk of potentially guys declining, getting hurt, or, bye weeks and all that stuff, covering all that, especially at quarterback position, where we saw that happen with guys like Justin Herbert if you got 16 rounds. So, again, I really just want to highlight today, you can get value at the tight end position. We saw it again with Laporta, 3 touchdowns week 15. And people, that is league-winning stuff that the Kashipsis don't want to talk about. And you're going to see it next year. They're going to take Laporta, they're going to put him on, like I say, top 3 guy. They're going to take CMC, put him on top again. But CMC is 100% going down next year. He is old. I mean, he got lucky this year. He had 2 years where he played 10 games. In 2020 and 2021, played only 10 games, okay? Mind you, I still avoid Eckler. CMC, I was wrong on. But again, the Kashipsis can't take ownership on Christian McCaffrey because he's literally just a copy and paste guy. They got CMC by default. So, again, that's the outside of the box thinking. So to say that the Kashipsis are right about CMC, it's not correct because he's a direct copy and paste. Now, again, I'm going to be avoiding Christian McCaffrey again, just like I avoid Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler, I told you, would decline this year. He did. Christian McCaffrey is literally, it's his last hurrah. Even guys like Derrick Henry, who I recommended this year, had a decent year. I'm going to be fading him. He's kind of on the way out to had a decent year, and I don't see a huge pinnacle year out of him again. These aging running backs, guys, I'm going to be fading. And again, the point of this video is I'm rambling on here because I really want to I want to get this point across here. Copy and paste won't help you. You got to think outside the box. You got to project. You got to know, you got to look at situations, depth charts, and anticipate things that are going to happen, okay? Sam Laporta, just one example of that. I'm going to hammer that point home and use him as an example. And there's been tons of examples every single year. Pat Mahomes was my backup quarterback the year he broke out. Josh Allen was my backup quarterback the year he broke out. There was a year, believe it or not, where they actually had, this is a true story, Baker Mayfield ahead of Josh Allen in the fantasy rankings. There was a year, believe it or not, before Derrick Henry had his run and became an amazing running back where they had Damian Williams ahead of Derrick Henry. This is actually true. I'm not making this up. They actually had the why because it was copy and paste from the year before. This is not crazy talk. This is actual factual information. It's absolutely insane, guys. They will take and copy and paste, and that is not how you guys win your league. So again, what really angers me, and again, I'm happy that, Laporta is doing well, is the fact that the mainstream sheep are going to own this. They're going to rank them higher next year, and it's up to us in the 16-round draft session. If you join my Patreon group and my community, you're going to be able to see things before they happen to get next year's Laporta, next year's Tank Dell, next year's Jordan Love, next year's Jared Goff, or whatever it may be, because we project forward and we're not copying paste like everybody else in the industry. There's nobody else thinking outside the box. They're literally taking last year's top finishers, and to play it safe, they're, saying that is going to be the people to draft in that order, which again is absolutely being exposed right now. So again, make sure you guys do smash thumbs up. I just want to go on a little rant here. Congrats to Sam Laporta and everyone that drafted him. 16 rounds will be a game changer. Yet again, I will continue to disrupt this industry. And I'm asking you guys to share this video. I want to open people's minds because fantasy football to a lot of people is their pastime. It's their passion. It's their outlet. You may be stuck into a 9-to-5 job where you're not happy and your outlet is going to check your roster, managing your team, watching football, looking forward to Sundays. I was there too. I worked 9-to-5s that I didn't like, right? And I hated my boss and I had to, come out of it. It took me a while to come out of it, but I finally did. And I'm just so grateful that I did. But to me, fantasy at the time was a major outlet. It was like my Christmas. Like when you're older, the whole Santa thing isn't the same. So you're just like, okay, what's my outlet? What's my passion? What do I look forward to aside from, I had other things like going to the gym and hanging out with friends, stuff like that. But fantasy football was my passion. It was something that I really, really enjoyed. So, it is a serious thing. And the fact that everybody's exploiting you guys and saying, hey, these are last year's top finishers, draft them in that order, they're doing you a disservice. They're not being fair to you. They're lying to you. And that's where I wanted to change the game. That's why I got into this game, because I really wanted to offer people something different. I really wanted to offer people a better way to draft your team and actually have teams where you actually win your league, get the bragging rights, win your leagues, get the championship trophy or whatever it is. And I really wanted to offer that. And that's what I've been doing since when did I start this? Started posting on Instagram in 2015. A podcast started around 2016 on audio. Then the YouTube channel started around 2017 or 18. It's been a while though, but I'm very grateful to the position I'm in and being able to disrupt this industry of lies and deceit. So make sure you guys subscribe, drop any questions below, smash the thumbs up, share this with your friends. And again, do not be fooled by the Conchiefs, and congrats if you guys own Laporta. Amazing stuff. All right, guys, 16 rounds will be coming out. I usually launch it around February, March for pre-orders, and then the first version comes out a week or two after the NFL draft. So that's going to be a game changer. And you can always join the Patreon group, patreon.com/FFCounselor. We go year-round. I'll link that below as well. Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up. Congrats, Laporta. Enjoy your weekend.